And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. That's, Bobby, that's my line. They caught you this time. My God. Okay, before I start things, let me hit the button. And chat, let me know if you can hear the music, because we've been having some issues with it lately. And I just want to make sure that everybody can hear it.
Gotta set the ambiance.
Gotta set the tone. Perfect. Thanks,
B-Town. Tome. Get it, Hans? Because there's tome.
I'm just going to mute her, guys.
Yeah,
That's, yeah. That's about enough of that. Hold on, let me put up my shield so I can block Dag. Perfect.
Visually block Dag, auto block. Why would you look at me?
Not going to comment on that. So, when we last left our heroes found themselves in the dining room of the Nightmare King, coming face to face with the individual that rules over the book's realm. However, instead of attacking the party, the Nightmare King offered a meal. A little apprehensive of it all, the party eventually joined him, as it seemed there was no other option. While awaiting for food to arrive, the Nightmare King engaged in a bit of friendly conversation. It was at that table that our heroes learned more of the entity in the kingdom, more of Basil's lineage, and why the heroes were there in the first place. As it was revealed, the Nightmare King was in fact one of 6 entities trapped inside similar tomes. They learned of he and his brothers and sisters' beginnings from the experimentation by an elven wizard council long ago. However, they were afraid of the entity's powers and decided to lock them away in their own Delmi realms within the pages and parchment of books. They also learned that Basil was somehow a direct descendant of the Nightmare King, having been born of one of his creations, the Boogeymen. Creatures whose sole purpose was to haunt the dreams of individuals in the material realm in order to feed the Nightmare King through fear. And in some rare cases, the Boogeymen and their hauntees would procreate within the dreamscape, producing half Boogeyman, half mortal, known as Frightlings. And finally, the party learned that there was no intention of letting them go, that they would become residents in this nightmare realm, destined to live their lives in greatest fears over and over until they themselves would become one of the Nightmare King's creatures. This last lesson was enough to set the party into action, attacking the Nightmare King in his tower. They fought bravely. They fought valiantly. However, the king's might was far too strong, as members began to lose consciousness, barely clinging on to life. As Basil watched his friends move closer and closer to perishing, Basil called out to his grandfather for a truce. The Nightmare King whisked them away to a forest clearing, one that Basil had visited before. There the two struck a deal, that Basil would become a servant to the Nightmare King on the material plane in order to free he and the other imprisoned entities. With the pact now bonding the two, the Nightmare King allowed the party safe passage back home. But at what cost? It's left to be seen. And so, our story continues. You feel yourselves being whisked away once again, a very similar sensation than when you had left the astral plane not too long ago. You feel your stomach flip around, almost like butterflies inside of it. You feel every cell of your body getting pulled into another direction. And as quickly as it starts, it stops. As you find yourself back in the Victorian kitchen of Basil's mother's house. Now getting a much better view as the light seems to be coming in through the windows. At first glance, you would easily know that it's about midday at this point. There doesn't seem to be anything out of place, aside from the cat food tea that was left on the counter from, well, a resident barbarian. Everything else seems calm and at peace. For the first time in quite some time for you. What would you all like to do?
After making sure everyone
my
made it out of the
God.
book, Greymoor immediately looks to his leg. See if it's still fixed.
Greymoor, you look around, taking note of your companions. They seem to be absolutely fine. Better than you last left them. And as the thought rings out in your mind, you close your eyes tightly for a moment, bending your head downwards. At first, a few thoughts rush through your head, not sure if you want to know or not at this point. But slowly you allow one eye to peek open. And attached to the stump of the leg you once knew, a branched leg still resides all the way down. It seems that whatever Oksana's mother had done for you stays true within this realm as well.
Oksana, look. My leg is still here. He does like a little tap dance. Now where's that cat? I'm gonna kick it. Step around the corner.
Damn it, leave my cat alone.
Oksana will, a big smile will cross her face, and as you're kind of like running around the corner, she'll just say, "Don't be careful, you can trip."
Oh.
Be careful around a cat.
Inspiration for Oksana.
Can I find a pantry? Oh, thank you. Can I find like a pantry or something? I'm just gonna start going through his cupboards and eating stuff.
Okay. Basil, you watch as Oksana, without a care in the world, begins to walk over to every cupboard she can possibly find, some at eye height, the others down below, as she begins to pull them open and kind of very savagely ruffle through things, not really paying much attention to any wear or tear that might cause. Oksana, go ahead and
Where
make
do you
an...
keep your meat?
It's in the fridge. There's a little latch on the floor. You can lift up the cold box.
What is safe? Okay, hold on. Okay.
No, it's just to your left. No, your other left.
It's a 4.
No, you're standing on it. No, that's just a regular tile. No, don't pull.
As she pulls down on one of the cupboards, you watch as a number of pots and pans come flying out towards her, smashing her directly in the face. Oksana, you take 1 point of damage as a large iron cast skillet seems to smack you right in the face. And with a 4, you are able to find food. Albeit it's the same food you had found last time.
It's cat food?
It's
She'll
cat
eat
food.
it.
Of course she will. As she takes
around munching.
as she takes the large pouch of cat food into her hand, almost holding it like a bag of chips, she just kind of stares blankly at everyone, now popping little pellets of kibble into her mouth.
That's better. What shall we do now?
I mean, I'd have 2 things that I'd like to raise. First, Sicarious, how are you feeling?
I am feeling much better, thank you.
That's it? We just went through this whole adventure, you're just feeling much better, that's it?
I don't know what to feel right now. Obviously, it was a traumatic experience. Right now, I'm just taking it in. Now that I feel normal again, I'm very appreciative that you guys came in after me. Not everybody would do that. So, I'm very grateful. Thank you.
What did we learn, Sicarious, about open books on counters?
Well, for one, Basil should never have left it out in the first place. It was such a powerful book that you know what could have done, what it can do. You should never have left it. And I was just following your lead, V, but I now know never finish the story.
Yep. Reading is
All
bad.
these things are
I think
wrong.
reading is bad for you. You shouldn't. No one should read. You should tell the
Exactly.
kids.
Oh,
I was
don't even-
curious. The book was out. You showed it to me, so I finished it, and it turned out to be bad. It could have been good, but it turned out to be bad.
That's not. That's
I now
not-
know
I
what I've
think that's
learned
as
is
close.
never to read Basil's book again.
Oh,
I think
right.
that's as close to an apology as we're gonna get there.
Yeah, I think you're right, Greymoor.
Basil's going to be off to the side after seeing Oksana tearing apart his kitchen. And I want to turn to the last page of my book. No, well, the last, kind of page that I know has stuff written on it to see what's written now on that last page.
Be careful. That last page is a doozy.
Basil, you begin
Don't-
to.
We just got back, Basil!
As you flip through the book, finding your way to the back page, where there was once a strange image of a black and white wolf, there now seems to be a sort of decree on that page. Almost like a contract.
All right, Little Mermaid, let's go.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll very surreptitiously do sort of bite the tip of my finger, and then place the tiny smidgen of blood on the back page.
Okay.
What does
Well, we're all looking at you.
yeah, well, we're
yeah.
just staring at you. Okay.
I believe it's a big wooden ship, Bobby.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
That was my guess. I just wanted to be sure.
We're on the same page. Don't worry, buddy. We're very intellectual people.
And then I close the book.
Okay.
And put it in its little book holster that I have.
Fancy.
Thank you.
Greymoor sets the book on fire.
Doesn't solve all of our problems.
Just under you with a match.
Do it.
just watching. I'm just gonna very surreptitiously just and just blow out your match.
I didn't think that.
All right. Okay.
Aren't we supposed to be looking for your mom there, Basil? Wasn't that
Well-
what we were doing? I completely have forgotten what we were doing, who we
I would
are.
like to know something before we go looking for Basil's mom. I would like to know what he traded for us to be able to leave.
It's a good point. Everyone take a seat over here. Just walks everyone to the living room like he owns the place.
I'm terribly sorry, everyone. I know that we were somewhat rushed out of the book and the situation involving the Nightmare King. But what we traded was, what I traded was something of great value to me. Unfortunately, Greymoor, you now serve the Nightmare King. I had to trade you in order for our freedom.
I'm sorry, you want to fucking run
Yeah.
that by me again?
Go ahead and make a deception check for me there,
Sorry,
Basil.
please.
If you're gonna let this roll, then
No.
I'm gonna need a deception
joking.
check.
He then immediately says, "No, I'm kidding. It's just I thought we should lighten the mood since all the. I realized that joke was in rather poor taste, but now that we are not all so on edge, the thing that was traded was my servitude to the Nightmare King, insofar as to attempt to achieve some of his goals here in the material world.
And what are those
What-
goals?
So, evidently, it turns out that this book is one of a set
I'm
and
not
a
reading
collection.
anymore.
Well, hold that thought, because here's the thing: of these books, each of them house a primal aspect of emotion that grips and impacts all creatures, all people. The book I have here is the Black Book of Fear. There's evidently a book of pride, of rage, but also of love, joy, and hope. And it is the Nightmare King's wish to find the other books and to allow for his brethren and sisters to be set free.
And that is a
Naturally.
wise thing, you think?
Well, hear me out. The reason I agreed to this isn't because I simply wanted us to live. I mean, of course I wanted us to live. That's, that was the whole point of the thing. But as there is fear and pride and rage, there is also love, joy, and hope. There was no stipulation as to what order in which these entities be freed. And thinking about it, I could see myself attempting to free such noble pursuits as hope and love and joy, and perhaps even using their great power, which by my understanding should rival the power of the Nightmare King. We may be able to do something about, well, him and the other less scrupulous of the entities.
Don't you think they were imprisoned for a reason, though?
The story, as I understand it, was that elves who believed themselves to be able to wield the might of the god created these entities and were unable to control them. I feel as though control may be the issue. I don't see myself as someone being able to control something that powerful. I can't even begin to fathom the type of creature that would, or the arrogance of any kind of person who would think that themselves capable of it. But if we were to simply convince the others that it was in their best interest, having hope be alive and moving. I mean, you all live in this city. You know how important hope is, and it could do no harm to really have hope be something tangible here.
Hold on. They were. Oh, wait. What are you saying? They have taken feelings and put them in a book, and they are stuck there? But I don't understand because I still have feelings. What is the point of letting them out?
Well, it's like they took a very intense form of that feeling. You remember the Sicarious? Sicariouses?
You're talking about
many
when I
Sicarious.
have different personalities.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
It was akin to this, where one Sicarious was the embodiment of that particular ideal. This is sort of the same in the sense that it would be the embodiment of that ideal that is trapped with its own personality, its own idea, own desires, own feelings. That's what are trapped within these books.
And they were trapped by elves who wanted to take power of gods?
Yes, actually, that's very accurate.
Okay. Well, I don't want to go into the love book based on my experience with Sicarious. You guys can go.
Yeah,
Basil
not
will laugh
old
at that.
You know that
Okay,
it was
that's-
not that bad. I do remember.
But if you free one of them, won't you want to free the other one and become one once again?
Oh, I don't know if they were one before. Wait, that's actually a very good point. I hadn't considered what if they were all one entity beforehand, and then.
Split into
Well,
separate
maybe like what
entities.
he's saying is it's kind of like what happened to me was a metaphor. They're all separate, but as they come, they grow together and become one.
And then what?
Right.
Yes,
Then
I
you
have
have
heard
the all
that
powerful.
enough. Well, also, I don't know. I have heard enough bedtime stories from my mother bear to know that if you have too much of a good thing, it's not good. So if we let all of the good ones go, I have a feeling this will be a trick from the universe.
Well, on the note of your mother bear,
Mrs. Mother Bear.
we did see something that drew my attention while we were in your nightmare. The red book that was in the possession of that soldier, the lady that we saw in your vision. I suspect that the red book that she possessed, that kind of, I guess, drove, what the hell? Drove the soldiers to attacking your family, may have possibly been the Red Book of Rage.
But I thought that was what we were protecting. They said we were protecting red stone, or red tome, I think.
And I
It
believe
belonged
that
to my
was,
tribe.
and
They
I
took it.
believe, yes, they did take it. And I believe that your family had been protecting this book, much like this book fell into my care. It too fell into the care of your family. I think it was not mere coincidence that we were thrust upon a whirlwind series of rather unfortunate events, but I think that this task, which befell me from the Nightmare King, is not necessarily being guided by him. I think you and I were supposed to have met, Oksana. I feel as though maybe something has drawn us together, and perhaps these books are what connected.
Like
Easy
it is
there,
fate.
Casanova. All right, coming on a
That's
little
not
thick.
It's not what I'm.
What
Look,
is Casanova?
Here's the thing. This seems like a lot of assumptions on your part. Now, you're a very smart guy, even though you don't always come across that way. But maybe you could just be really shitty at your job. I mean, is there anything binding you to do a really good job at finding these books? Or could you kind of like, you know, take weekends off, multiple sick days? You know, it's just...
Well, I'm not going to lie. There was no real stipulation on how fervently I need to pursue this, and I could definitely see myself taking a few days off.
Oh, sick.
But, shush.
Also, what is he gonna do? I mean, we're out of the book, right?
Yes, but as Sicarious has proven, that is a tenuative condition for us being and remaining out here.
So let's burn the fucking thing. He takes his matches back out.
Wait, so you're saying he can pull us in at any time?
No, I'm just saying don't read my book anymore, Sicarious. Just,
okay, then don't
if
leave it
nothing
out.
else gets said, Sicarious, don't read my fucking book.
Then don't leave it out.
No. Even if I leave it out, I don't care if I leave it open on page 17, in your bed, on your pillow, you are sleeping on the couch.
Roll for initiative.
This will be fun.
Or
I think you might be right about this.
wait, is my cat attacking me?
At the moment, no. She seems to be rubbing up against Oksana's feet as she continues to pop kibble into her mouth.
Okay.
I'll like feed one for me, one for the cat, one for me, one for the cat.
I'm gonna choose to believe that Greymoor doesn't see the cat just so we can keep things moving. All right, go ahead.
Basil, I think you may be right about this. It is massive coincidence that my family has the other book. I think you are right. I think
Well-
it is fate that we are a tribe.
Had, right?
Yes.
Family had the other book.
And also the fact that there are
Also,
6
we-
books and 6 of us.
It is almost like there is some kind of mastermind planning all of this for us.
You still want that inspiration there, Jess?
No, sure. And you know what? Rage sounds like one of the scarier ones, and if it is my family that is trusted with it, I don't know. Maybe it's not so bad. You know? Maybe these scary ones are not so scary after all.
It's really optimistic thinking.
It really is. I'm really surprised.
But I think look, I agree with Greymoor. I don't think I need to necessarily turn it into my life's work, though I will be making a genuine effort towards it because I am a man of my word, if nothing else. But the question remained as to what I offered at the cost of our freedom from this book, and that was the price I paid. And I want you to know this because after having traveled so far and so wide with you all, and obviously us having our various secrets come to be exposed by this book, I did not want to keep anything from you. All my cards are on the table now. You know who I am, you know where I've come from, and now you know what I must do in order to appease the entity that is kept within my book.
Now the cards are on the table. After you've traded a little part of me to your grandfather as well, I might add.
I didn't? Did I?
What? Yes.
Did I?
You. I will tread lightly, Basil, because I feel like I owe you my life. But you traded my eyesight. Do you remember that? And you told me that you were Fae. That's all you told me. And that you had different ways of seeing things than other people. But after we sat down at the table, it became very clear to me that I also now have dues in some way to your grandfather. And you did that without telling me. Or without giving me the choice.
Oh, shit.
I honestly did not know.
That what?
The-
That he was your grandfather? That your powers came from him?
That my powers would transfer in that way. You weren't supposed to gain the hunger or even gain the touch of what I had. I thought the ritual would simply just give my eyesight, and it took so much more. We were on the body of that large god who I felt her presence pull at me harder than what I was attempting to do myself. To be honest, without her assistance, I don't think it would have been possible at all, but I think that's where it came from. And I will, of course, accept responsibility. I should have said something back then. I should have. But you've all seen what's in this book. I've revealed it to people before, and there's a reason why before I met you all, was traveling alone. It's like traveling with me is like walking around with a raw nerve. Someone who can see and know exactly when you are at your worst. People don't like that. And I, at the time, didn't want to lose what was being built. I didn't want to lose my friends that I was finding. And that was selfish of me. And it gave me no right to be able to put you in that kind of risk. I just, with your eyesight gone, with the creatures within the body of the dead god, I mean, I just...
This is
I'm
the
sorry.
part where you say.
Thank you. Greymoor.
All right.
If
Well, what? No.
Eh?
My question to you, fuck Bobby. My question to you, Basil, is how much control does he have over you?
Good point.
It's strange. It's I don't feel it as if he controls me. More like he's a passenger traveling with me. He connects to me through the book, and I think he always did, but now it feels stronger, like what was once a small faucet being opened has turned into a river, and I feel that I can pull more of my strength from him, but he is the one bestowing it. He is the heart of the river. It feels almost like the equivalent of a level up.
Did you ask him
I don't know what that
happens?
means.
Yeah. Did you ask him what happens if you don't fulfill your end of the contract?
I don't feel I needed to.
Because your plan is to go through with it regardless.
Yes.
It's extremely ballsy.
I don't think there would have been anything I wouldn't have done for you all. And in that moment, I wouldn't have cared what angel or creature from the pits I would have had to have dealt with to get us out of there, to save you all. I would have done it. And I'd do it all over again. Not because I callously do not understand the scope of what it is I agreed to, but because there is nothing for me that is more important than you all.
It's a nice sentiment, Basil, but sometimes you have to think about what would happen. What if unleashing these things destroys the world as we know it? Do you value our lives against the entire world?
Well, then we die at that point. He refuses to do it. We die at that point. Either we were dead then, in the past, in the book when Basil helped us out, or we will die later when he does not come through with deal because he knows what deal is. We don't have all the information we need.
I suppose I was looking at more of the, life scale, like, there's 6 of us here, and potentially billions of people that we could be affecting.
Oh.
That's what I was weighing.
No. My
I'm
point
not building
is,
a-
if you realize, if you realize that the deal will hurt many people and it is not a good deal, then we don't go through with it and then we die.
Well, yeah, to be fair, Basil and potentially he dies. We'll be alright.
Right. Yes.
But and then he catches himself. But we will mourn you and miss you every day. And
Forever.
forever.
And ever.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely.
Tristan?
Also, by the way, Tristan, you owe me 2 silver pieces.
I will keep them warm until the day you need them.
Oh my god.
Oh
Tristan?
my god.
You just hold on.
You
to it.
are-
That was an extremely scary thought. Thank you.
Tristan, in the event of my untimely death, I have only one thing to ask. If you can, please. after placing coins on my eyes, can you please make sure Oksana gets my cat and keeps it away from Greymoor?
What kind of a package deal there, buddy?
Yes, this is difficult living situation. I don't know.
Cats have a lifespan of like 20 years tops anyway, bud.
Meow.
Well,
You know, I don't think I've ever
got a
asked,
deal.
what is the lifespan of a babbit?
What's a babbit?
It's what apparently I'm calling you from now on because I have no idea what you are.
Hold on, let me get my list. You see him scrawl something down on his list. I was hoping to take things off the list and not add. Anyway, well, as long as we're talking about contingency plans, I think we should have something in mind in case. Because here's my thought: if I were an all-powerful Nightmare King, if you didn't do what I asked, I feel like I would take control of your body. Now, if that happens, my vote is for throat punch.
Oh God.
My vote is always for throat
A
punch.
throat punch into submission.
I'm
Because
I'm
he's
perfectly
strong, yes, but he'll be in your, Basil, if you don't mind me saying, very frail frame.
I'm a bleeder, that's for sure.
All right, it's settled then. Code word is throat punch. Action is throat punch.
So basically, a big plan for dealing with the bee bag of the last chapter was to put it in my body and then just kick the snot out of me.
I think that would have worked a
Throat
lot better
punch.
than what we
Throat
did.
punch.
I mean,
Throat punch me.
it may be our best shot.
Yeah. Well said. But the
should we
question
have,
is,
like,
where do we
readings
go from here?
I think we are looking for the other tome, right? Well, maybe we can go to the forest in the city. That is where the rest of my people are. They may have some idea where it is located. After we find Basil's mom. Tristan, did you find Basil's mom?
Was she cute?
If the book is
Yes.
here, she's in the house. I gave her the book.
True.
Well, then this is an incredibly awkward
Oh.
conversation to have with this
Mother!
person.
Mother! Mother, I'm home! I've been gone for so
just
long, I'm so sorry.
For the sake of continuity, there are two books when you are in the book. When you are out of the book, there is one book. Basil is
Also,
the
there's a-
owner of the book, so it stays with him wherever he goes.
For now.
Oh.
So, okay, with that new information, I've lost your mom again.
Excellent detective work.
Tristan! Did you tell her to meet you anywhere? You spent so much time away from us.
It's been so long.
She
I just want to see my
just-
mom.
just said,
Basil.
go in the book and get him. That's it. I went in the book and we're here.
All of a sudden,
Okay, well,
you
where
begin
did
to
you
remember,
last see
Tristan,
her?
that she left with Nick and Tinsley.
Yeah, I guess she would have gone back home.
Uh,
Anyway, if she's not here, I guess she must be with the other guys I was with.
What other
guess-
guy?
What are the guys?
You have your adventures, I have mine. Let's keep it that way.
Wait, your adventure was with his mother?
An adventure with my mother.
And multiple guys.
Tristan! What are you saying? Did you have some fun moments with Basil's mum?
What the hell, man?
I feel like I want to cast invisibility and just go away.
You can't just invisible yourself away.
Wait, hold on.
I
Do you
just- I
have the
just walk
spell
out of the-
invisibility?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, he can if he wants.
So, so I will stand up, walk out of the room, and walk out of the house without saying a word,
Oh, God.
and I hope
What
they
is
follow
this?
me.
I don't
Or
think
just-
that is not a good answer.
Is he
Just
running
listen
away?
to
Is he
everyone
running
else.
away? You better not be running away.
I think he is
He might have
running
killed
away.
your mom.
Get back here! I'm gonna grab. I'm just gonna chase after him.
All right.
I'll follow.
We're going after Tristan.
I'm gonna put the cat food down for the cat,
Oh,
and
God.
then I'll leave.
Okay.
Well, I'm not missing this.
All right. You all run
Read the
after
book.
Tristan as OG seems to dive directly into the bag, now disappearing underneath the layers of kibble.
I hope you fucking choke on him. As he walks out.
Greymoor, as you look back to the door, as you say this towards OG, you watch as a single claw comes up just before she disappears down back into the kibble. As you all kind of run after Tristan, you immediately hear Basil calling from behind you.
Get back
This
here!
way. This way. Just keep walking.
Okay.
He's leading us somewhere. That's fantastic news.
I don't know.
Is it-
This guy? He's trying to keep up with the rest of the party. Based on how this guy has acted since we've met him, we may be going into a dark alley, or we're gonna go find a body. I'm not.
Is my mother
entirely-
dead, Tristan?
As we walk through an alley, I will touch the wall and cast darkness on it and keep
What
walking.
the fuck,
What?
man?
Why are you doing that?
Why?
You
And
might
from
be
the other
fighting
side, like,
later.
are you coming?
Okay.
Keep walking.
I put my hand on the wall so I don't bump into stuff.
Fair enough. All right. I need everybody to make dexterity saving throws for me, other than
Jesus
Tristan.
fucking Christ. What was the purpose? What was the reason?
Yeah.
Because I can see through it. I'm just looking at you walking through it. It's fun.
I can see through it.
I have
21.
Magical darkness?
echolocation,
Oh, if it's magical darkness, no.
It's
But I got
magical.
20.
Yeah, it's magical darkness. Greymoor.
Good.
So
but I got blind sight.
14.
You know?
magical darkness is only it's true sight that can see through it.
Okay, then it's a dirty 20 for me.
Okay. V
14.
and Sicarious.
2.
2. Okay. As most of you begin to make your way through this alley, following quickly behind Tristan, you all of a sudden see a veil of darkness now cascading over top of you. Most of you are able to feel through it all, kind of tripping along the way. But from behind you, you hear Sicarious continually saying, "Damn it!" And then like the sound of a garbage can kind of kicking around. And then a couple seconds later, "God damn it!" again, as another slab of wood seems to smack against the ground. Sicarious, you take 1 point of shin damage as you all continue through, making your way to the other side of the alley.
Damn it,
Yes.
Tristan.
Thank you, Pineapple. In case anyone forgot, because it's been a while since I've been in the city, magic
Yeah.
is banned, motherfuckers.
It's true.
Right.
It's true. I mean, you are in a dark alley right now, so...
I mean, yeah.
It wasn't dark before he cast darkness.
God.
It just went
And
darker.
he also
that's
cast invisibility.
all. No, I didn't.
Oh, no, he didn't. He didn't actually cast
Oh.
that part.
Oh, thank God.
All right.
Okay.
To save everyone, you continue to follow Tristan for roughly about 20 minutes before he stops in front of a doorway. It seems like a storefront, but there's no visible sight through the windows, as they seem to have been boarded up at this point. You watch as Tristan begins to approach the doorway. Tristan, you would easily recognize this as Nick's office. As Tristan walks up, are we knocking on the door? Are we walking in? What are we doing, Tristan?
We're knocking and opening the door.
Okay. You first knock on the door, and
And
without
sidestep,
hesitation...
just in case he shoots at me, and sidestep like this, just in case.
Okay. You knock on the door. As you step to the side, a moment passes. You reach out for the door handle only to find it's locked. As you continue to twist the handle, you watch as a small spigot seems to zoom out from the corner directly into the middle of the doorway, roughly at eyesight, or at eye height. The spigot slowly begins to open itself up, one by one, before you see an eye poke itself out. What's the secret password?
Oh God.
Oh my god, we're never getting in. You barely even remembered what happened last session.
I didn't have a secret password last time I had the guide.
Try password.
Password.
Oh.
The eye looks down at you and looks back up, sizing you up for a moment, Tristan. That's the right password. As it pulls itself back, you watch as the spigot once again disappears whoop, up into the corner. You hear the lock open.
Was it really urge? Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Good job, Greymoor.
It's always password.
I remember that. And I walk in.
Okay. Opening the door, you immediately see, once again, Tinsley hanging out on the back corner area of the room, kind of slunched over a small filing cabinet. You once again see Nick in his usual spot, sitting in his chair over by the desk. And directly in front of him, in one of the two chairs that reside just in front of the desk itself, you see Sarah, Basil's mother.
Mother, I will run over to my mummy.
Okay?
Oh.
Immediately,
that's
Sarah
Mama's
stands
boy.
up. Basil! As she embraces you very quickly. She holds you
I embrace
tight
back.
for a moment before pulling back and kind of giving you a once-over. Are you all right? Are you hurt at all?
Yes, no, I'm all right, Mother.
Yes, no, was not
I
an
look back-
answer. What did I always say about that?
Oh, sorry, Mother. Yes, I'm fine. Thanks to the help of my friends.
I see that. And of course, Tristan, it's a pleasure to see you.
Yes.
Her
Yes.
cheeks turn a little bit rosy as she says this. And the rest of your friends, well, I've heard a little bit about them in passing, but a pleasure to meet all of you. My name is Sarah. As you probably already know, I'm Basil's mother.
Very nice to
Hello.
meet you. I'm V.
A pleasure to meet you.
My
V.
name is Oksana. It's pleasure to meet you.
A very beautiful name.
Very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
You can call me Sicarious.
Sicarious. Good to meet you as well.
Greymoor's just kind of looking at Tinsley. Kind of. Does Tinsley look familiar to Greymoor?
Immediately.
He's kind of just like eyeing her up to see if she recognizes him too, and is not going to pay attention to Basil's mom.
As you look over towards Tinsley, she's not really saying much at this point. She's just kind of banging her feet against the filing cabinets. A little bit of a smirk on her face. She looks you directly in the eye before turning to the rest. No change of expression, nothing at all.
He kind of drops his head down. A little sad. I'm Greymoor, sorry.
And a pleasure to meet you as well, Greymoor. These are my associates, friends. I'm not sure what to call them at this point. Nick kind of speaks up. Pleasure to meet y'all. Name's Nick. And this is my associate, Tinsley.
Very nice to meet you both.
So Tristan, these are the friends you keep talking about, huh?
Yeah.
And you're
Friends.
sure they're trustworthy?
Some of them more than others, but yeah.
I'd say we're all more trustworthy than Tristan. So you're in good hands if you've already trusted him.
He just blacked us out in an alleyway and had us bump into stuff. And he fireballed our friend Greymoor for some reason, which none of us could see.
I kind of deserve that. I got a little too close to his family jewels.
I'm not sure
Natural response.
I'm not sure what any of that means right now, but a pleasure to meet you all, and, well, if Tristan says that you can be trusted for the most part, then you're right in my books. So what brings you down to my shop?
Well, my mother. She's just there. I've been looking for her. She's here.
And
Also, Tristan ran away from us and left us here. After we actually talked about his potential relationship with Basil's mother. I'm so happy for the both of you.
There's no...
What do you mean
no,
relationship?
There's no relationship. We're just friends.
Oh,
I'm going to make an insight check.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
I got a 17.
Ooh.
You
no,
do take
you're gonna-
notes as your mother, as she says this, is quickly kind of stroking and grooming her hair a little bit, trying to make it proper.
Mother!
What?
I'm gonna swat her hands. I'm gonna, swat her hands away from her hair.
Oh, stop that, Basil.
Quit fussing.
I'm very happy that you're all here, and that you've brought my little boy home with you.
I'm 34, Mother.
Of course you are.
Okay, we're talking about Basil. Okay.
Nick has allowed me to stay here for a few days to, I believe the word that you said was lay low. We don't want a situation where, well, I'm sure we can already assume the situation at hand. As many of you probably already know, I was kidnapped recently. We thought it best for me to stay here for a little while before returning back home.
Do you know who kidnapped you and why?
Who exactly? I don't know the thugs' names. They seemed lowly at best. I think they saw an opportunity and decided to go for it. As for why, well, based on what Tristan was telling me, I believe that it has something to do with Basil's book.
They are looking for his book, this group.
Well, not his book in particular, one of the others within the set.
So you know of the set then? How do you know this information?
She immediately glances
you?
over towards V, giving a little bit of a curious yet cautious eye. Well, of course, the set is an heirloom that is very valuable to the right people.
I'm sorry, I can't hear over someone taking notes in the background.
it's me, sorry. I just thought of
My
another
feelings.
thing for my list.
She said it was an heirloom that was important to read it. It's very valuable to
A valuable
certain groups of
heirloom,
people.
to say the least. Yes, it's a part of a set that it's very rare. She looks over towards Basil cautiously.
Why Why did you never tell me this, Mother?
Basil, may I speak with you for a moment?
Oh, of course. Is there a back, or should everyone just...
She just kind of grabs you up by the arm and pulls you over to the corner.
Oh.
Greymoor walks over with them. Just smiles, looking up. What are you talking about?
That's a strange little rabbit creature that seems to be following you around, Basil.
I've named it a Babbit.
You don't name me any. You know what? I'm walking away. Go back to the room. I'm gonna be the bigger person.
Quietly and confidently towards Basil, his mother speaks up. Are you sure these people can be trusted, Basil?
I can. I've been through a lot with them, and they've proven steadfast allies each and every time. It's the first time I've met people who have had plenty of opportunities and chances to abandon me, but instead risked so much to keep me safe.
But are they trustworthy enough to know about the books?
I believe so. And for what it's worth, I believe one in particular has right more than most to know what you know.
I understand.
And,
Very well then, as she turns back towards the group. My son has...
Oh, I was gonna say, can I stand positioned as we go back between my mom and Tristan? Shut up.
Sure. Yeah, that's okay. My son has seemingly put his trust into all of you. For that I am thankful. But the information that I hold is not something that should be shared with anyone else. Do you all understand this?
Yes.
What about Maggie and
But
Carlo?
of course.
The book that Basil possesses is in fact a demi-realm in itself.
Oh, we're well aware of that, lady.
Basil has already told you all of this.
Oh shit! He's like puts his hand over his mouth.
Of course, my apologies. I remember now. I sent dear Tristan here. She gives a little bit of a smile. Back into the book. Of course you know the truth of the books. You see, long ago, far but before the times of the God Incursion, there is a realm known as the Feywild. There are very powerful individuals there. They are a group of wizards experimented with a new form of magic. They drew forth the most raw of emotions. They were able to harness this power and perform near miracles with them. Not knowing exactly how to deal with these new types of magics, they held them in what could be best described as magical capsules. Any time that they would conjure forth these energies, they would put them directly into these capsules for further study. Problem was that they weren't careful, or they didn't understand. I'm not sure which. But eventually these condensed energies became sentient. They changed. I guess the best way to describe it is they were born. The capsules themselves changed into avatars, if you will. 6 of them, to be exact, from records, of course. There was Elskar, the Nightmare King. Tukor, the Mad Fuhrer of Red. Brother Eidolon, the Hopebringer. Athena, Lady of Lust. There was Iman, the Valor'd Herald. And Valeri, the Bloomed Countess. The collective called themselves the sympaths and saw themselves as rightful rulers. That they alone could bring a golden age of harmony amongst the denizens of the Feywild. But the wizards saw them more as a threat to their way of life. And in an act of self-privation, the wizards imprisoned the sympaths into tomes, hoping to be left no more than stories themselves. But their cleverness turned into their weakness. As those that were able to look beyond the stories learned of the truth. The individuals that followed these books and read them became parts of them, didn't look at them as tall tales as most people would. It was almost a faith to them. Now, there's not many situations that are recorded in terms of the validity or extreme of the power of these entities, other than one occasion. There's only been one documented instance where any of the sympaths were allowed outside of their tomes. After the wizards had died, a noble group of knights found the tomes and brought them back to their kingdom, Lumnador. No one knows for sure what transpired in the city, but its aftermath was horrific. It tore a hole in the veil between the Fey realm and Bastia, and left a continent floating above the oceans. That brought the books to our realm. Strange, strange stories. But I've spent most of my life studying these, researching them. It became a little bit of an obsession for me. So much so that my late husband, Basil's father, purchased a book for me from where I'm still not sure to this day. That's how we came into possession with one of them.
So this is the continent that was created after the tear in the realms?
No, my dear, this is Wesleyan. Easily confused as she kind of gives a glance of concern over to Basil.
Is realm the same thing as plane, or they are different things?
They are interchangeable in terminology.
That means
Okay.
you can use either one, Foxy.
Yes. What the
Thank you. I wasn't sure.
Babbitt said.
You could say handsome gentleman.
Or Greymoor. His name is Greymoor.
Oh, right.
Right
Greymoor.
when
sorry.
when Basil says that, he's gonna look at Tinsley again and see if that incited a response.
As you
Basil
turn
saying
back to Tinsley, she now has a dagger out as she's tossing it up in the air and catching it on the handle. She doesn't seem to be paying attention at all to any of this.
Got it. Thanks.
Well, okay, but if you've been diving into this knowledge for some time, then do you know where any of the other books are? Have you found out? Well, without sounding so candid, if this book has come into my possession, and how I can tell you its influence has affected me and those around me quite strongly, would not the same happen to others who have these books?
Yes, they would be able to draw on its powers even if they didn't read it. Being in possession of these books, you have to understand the magnitude of this power. Think about it this way. You've all felt emotion in your life. The strongest hatred, the strongest anger, the strongest love. It affects us all in different ways. If you were able to harness that and produce results from it, well, there's no knowing what one could do.
I want to try and remember the dream Oksana had. The soldiers, did they have any kind of like tabards or like symbology surrounding their armor or their stuff?
Now, when you say the
It was
dream, do you
dark
mean
armor.
the fear that Oksana had?
Yeah. So when we were in the dream, when we were in the nightmare realm, Oksana's family came under attack from these soldiers and the knight who ultimately took the book from the tribe. Among those soldiers, like, was there a raiment? Was there a symbol or something that they flow as like a banner or a herald?
Yes. So what you remember from those times is they all wore dark armor. However, they did have a symbol of almost the look of a tribal image of a panther's head on it. Aside from that, you would remember the crimson red armor of the individual that took the book from Oksana's family.
I'm going to take a bit of paper out from my pouch, and I'm going to try and scribble and draw the image as best I can. And I want to show it to the group before I show it to my mother, like just as a... do you, by any chance, does this symbol mean anything to you, Mother?
She takes the piece of parchment out of her hand and looks it over. No. I'm sorry. She hands it back to you.
Well, while we were in the book, helping our friend, we came into an encounter that saw these people wearing this marking, wearing dark armor, engaging with some tribal people from the region. they ended up taking a red tome from them, one that they had safeguarded, and we think that maybe this might have been a memory as opposed to simply a nightmare. And that perhaps whoever this person is, who may possibly have one of the books, may be the person who attacked you, maybe kidnapped you in order to try and acquire the book that I have.
I'm sorry, I've never seen this before. Nick, have you ever seen anything like this? She takes the parchment back and hands it over to Nick. Can't say I have. He turns to turn it back to you, when from the back corner of the room, you hear a voice ring out. Hey! I've seen that. Tinsley, now jumping off of the filing cabinet, rushes over, grabbing it out of your hand. Nick, this was one of the guys. He was holding this. Or he was wearing this? Yeah, he was wearing this. This is the symbol. She turns back to all of you. I've seen this before. I saw this the night I left the Institute. Oh, right. I only told Tristan, and I'm sure Tristan didn't tell you anything. He's kind of tight-lipped on a lot of stuff.
Tight something.
I was kind of in someplace else when I was down in the book. Sorry.
Basil, make a perception check.
Oh,
Basil gets a 19.
Basil, you hear as a soft murmur from your mother. Yes, tight indeed.
oh God.
I never ever wanted to roll a disadvantage more in my life. Where are my dark hearts? Where are my dark hearts?
Tinsley begins to proceed. I was once an apprentice in the Durellium Institute, not too far from here. Long story short, I remember them talking about a tome, something about power inside of the tome. The individual that was asking the questions was wearing a sigil just like this.
What?
It's quite the memory you have on you. It's a good thing you remembered that.
Thanks. As she immediately turns back.
Aw.
Oh.
Are you saying that these
What
books...
is this institute?
Well, the Durellium Institute, of course. It's where all magical ingenuity comes from within Dawn's Gate.
I thought magic was not allowed.
Well, magic's not allowed if you don't have the right papers for it, of course.
I see.
It's highly policed, and only those with power within the city have control over it. It's not much better to live being able to use spells in that kind of condition. It's one of the things I've been fighting to get rid of.
Yeah, whatever that guy said. Anyway, the Durellium Institute, they have access to all of these kind of things. They are fully permitted by the Presage family, that they have full rights to go ahead and produce whatever magical effects they possibly have.
Oh my God, did they mine the city of gold?
So, wait, hold on. Let me get this straight. They do not let anybody else do magic, but they are allowed to do magic, and they are seeking things from which they can do more magic?
How do you not know these things? Okay. There are 5 families within the city. The Vestiges. They are as close to the king as you can possibly get. The 6 of them, They basically run the entire city. If you get permission by any level of one of these families, it's like a badge, per se.
Bullshit badge.
I don't disagree, but if you're going to follow the rules, these are them. If you get permission from one of the 5 families, or the royal family itself, you can perform magic as much as you want. Sell it, spend it, do whatever you want with it.
Is one of the families the Lucarum? Or Lucra?
Oh, yeah, the Lucrum family.
Thanks. I just wanted the DM to know that I took notes on day 1. And that I still had that written down. But that was the only family I got down. That was the only one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'll be honest.
Wait, Presage, Lucarum, what are the other ones? I have a feeling it will come in the...
She begins to cough. It seems to be a something or other.
Almost like a cough when you're trying to just
Yeah,
buy yourself some time.
exactly.
Get inspiration.
Well,
for
there's,
that.
of course, there's the Presage family. There's the Fames family. The Sano family. Lucrum, of course. And the Opal family.
Right.
And they are all looking for these books, or it is just Presage family that wants the books?
I don't know if it's the families per se, but the Institute, definitely. Or at least people inside.
Do you have any leads on where any of the books, other than Basil's, may be?
There is one other book that is a known location. Unfortunately, the only other book that I know of is the Sonnet of the Flowering Kingdom. I would assume the Sonnet of the Flowering Kingdom.
All right.
I can only assume that that's the prison of the Bloomed Countess.
Valerie. I also take notes.
Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
All right.
Valerie.
That book resides in the Royal Library within the King's Palace of the People's Ring.
Okay. King's Palace. People's Ring. How would we get in there if we wanted to get in, get a little look?
You would have to either have many horseshoes wrapped around your neck or permission from the royal family themselves to enter the palace.
Oh, they're never going to let me anywhere.
Not to say actually getting into the People's Ring. That is the upper echelons, the highest class of people within all of Dawnsgate. They are very cautious of the individuals that they let in.
So a heist is what I'm hearing. Unless Basil, your family seems well connected. Any connections you could use? We could use?
Well, do I have connections?
Not at that level, no.
Yeah, you're in the middle grade, dog.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I'm afraid our connections don't really run that high. And even after inheriting some of my father's connections through the museum curation, maybe I want to propose something to our dear GM.
No.
Uh-huh.
As I am the curator of the museum that my father left to me, I presume that if any magical artifacts or objects come into the possession of the museum, it is our duty to hand it over, and there would be a procedure for that sort of thing. Would that procedure be something we could use as a point of infiltration if we came to possession of some sort of magical thing?
From what you would know, when they procure these items, it's just armed guards that come. You have no idea where they go or what they do with them.
Okay. And how sensible would it be to be like, this has massive historical implications, take me with you so that we don't also damage history, which could equally be as important as magic, and then be like, hey, like, you know what I mean? Like, how important is historical significance is basically what I'm asking.
When it comes to magical items that are found and brought to the museum proper, the guard is very hushed about where it goes, what happens with them. That is none of your business. And they make sure it's very apparent.
Okay.
What about these contacts? Like, I know she works with the guards.
Hers is
Anyone
more
in there?
based on individuals that have committed the crime of a magical act. It has nothing to do with any kind of artifact or anything along those lines. That is very far outside your realm.
Okay.
What about with Greymoor being small and cute?
He probably could walk into the palace as a stuffed animal. That's, yeah.
Dope. We got our in.
No. At
Stuffed
this
animal
point,
delivery for the princess.
Exactly.
Nick begins to speak up again. Well, it seems that these here books, they have some kind of purpose. Not exactly sure what it is, but it seems all of our fates have been strung together in a way. Now, I've got a few connections inside throughout the city. I could do a little investigating for you, see if I can come up with any locations for any of these other books, or tomes, or sonnets, or whatever the hell they are. But it is going to take a little bit of time.
These things do. What would you ask for in exchange?
If it's going to help out my friends here, if it's going to be able to put Tinsley finally to rest at ease, well, I'll say I'll do it for a favor.
All right.
It's not a sex thing, is it?
It might be.
All right.
There is a lot of
Sicarious.
sexual tension in this room. I don't know about the rest
I
of you.
sensed it too.
I'll most likely come for you for information one day, or a favor to get information. As a detective, private eye, my currency is information.
So you want to eye our privates? I'm sorry. I'm done with them.
What's the opposite of advantage?
Disadvantage.
Triple advantage.
Yeah.
And of course, I would be more than willing to help, Nick, as Basil's mother speaks up. This isn't going to be a simple case, though. We have to be clever, careful who we talk to, who we share information with. And of course, it's best to keep the prying eyes away. So we might need some type of cover behind it all.
Naturally. Did you have something in mind there?
Well, I would say lay low. Try and get some information out of the common folk. See what's happening in the trenches, on the streets. See if there's any information that you can kick up.
I find a lot of my information in bars. It's the best place for people to talk because there's lots of booze going around.
I like the cut of your jib.
I don't know what that means, but yeah, I think that sounds like a pretty good idea. Loose lips sink ships, as they say, right? Because you're with the sailor thing.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
Of course, rabbit guy.
Good one, Greymoor.
Not a
Very
rabbit
nice.
guy. Why is
So
everyone
we are
calling
going
me?
to bars.
Well, if there's one place I can recommend to get your name out there a little bit, there's a place not too far from here. It's called the Crowbar. They usually...
Oh, that's very clever.
Yeah, of course. There's typically people out there looking for odd jobs around the city. Might be a good place to start making a name for yourself if you don't already have it.
I'm sorry. Are we becoming prostitutes, or am I missing the plot here?
We could be other things, Greymoor. We could be mercenaries. We could be a traveling band. Circus
I don't
act.
think any of us know how to play the instrument.
I know very well how to play the triangle.
Nope.
Thank you very much.
I've heard
I
you
can
play the
play. I can
triangle.
play pan flute. I can
Yes.
play.
You actually aren't too bad on the pan flute. And
I
on
can play
Basil on the
Sicarious.
flute isn't too bad. He can play Sicarious.
Well, no,
What does that
no,
mean?
I am
What-
proficient.
Wait a minute. What does that mean?
Odd jobs don't necessarily mean you're going to be playing musical instruments. It's odd jobs.
Oh.
Odd job. So
Odd
mercenary.
how? What's more odd than a band of weirdos playing in triangles and shit?
Well, first off, you want to gain people's trust and maybe make a little money on the side. Sarah immediately speaks up. Oh, yes, that would be a great idea. Basil, think of that. Stretching your own wings, figuring out life on its
shit,
own.
He's a homebody. Never left the
God.
But
you
who
could become
who
your
look
own
after?
person. It would be wonderful. A great experience for you.
But the ceramics need dusting, and who'd look after?
Oh, don't you
who'd
worry
look
about
after-
that at all. Of course, your mother dear could take care of herself. This is your time to become your person.
I mean, but there's also my duties at the museum, and
Well,
I'm gonna look at the rest of the group and realize what I sound like to other people, and go, you know what? Yes, it's a grand idea, adventure, and a chance to step out on my own.
exactly.
Yes, maybe give your mother a little private time.
I am busy. I am busy considering how to pay rent. And if I need to get a house in Dog's Breath.
Oh, don't you worry, Basil. You'll be fine. You and your friends here have something very special. Look at how much you've done and accomplished together. I'm sure you could turn that into a worthwhile business of some sort.
I'm certain we can. Yes.
Good.
Every
Very
bus-
good then.
Every good business needs a solid name.
Are we ready for
Start
that?
thinking about that.
We should definitely.
I'm not saying we should decide on anything now, but
But
we'll need
definitely
a nice,
soon.
catchy name.
Mhm. Basil, you'll be fine.
Why hasn't anyone thought of a name yet?
Usually, reputations
I'm-
become your names.
I'm just sitting
Oh,
there
we
just
can't wait
staring
around
at
for
Tristan,
that.
like just seeing if he's like eyeballing my mom. Like
Why do you think he's been so quiet?
Tristan is mostly aloof, as he usually is. Your mom, on the other hand.
Thinking about death.
Oh boy.
We will lean into Basil and just say, Basil, why are you staring so weirdly at Tristan?
It's nothing. I miss him.
Uh-huh.
So weird. Weird cover, man.
You can see
Oh.
you can see that his face is quite stern, and as his mum's like looking at him, you see Basil kind of like just.
Oh my god.
Well, it's settled then. The rest of you will go out, try and find some dirt in the trenches, so to speak. We'll take it from our side, see what we can find out, the connections I have.
All right. Sounds good. I'm always down for a good dive bar.
I am a big fan of bars too.
Really? We should play a drinking game, you and I.
Sounds good to me.
Oh,
I am great at this.
No
Drink
time
it.
like
Well,
the present.
Yes, yes,
All
indeed.
right.
Let's let us be off.
Well, it was...
Tristan, do you want to stay back? Do you need a little time?
It was a pleasure
Looking at
meeting
Basil.
all of you.
Basil's nostrils are flaring, but he's already started moving out, and I imagine I'm like between like Greymoor and Oksana, so I'm following Greymoor, and Oksana's behind me, and I kind of want to go back, but I can't because Oksana's just, and I'm like, no, wait, no, damn it!
I can't believe we're going to become prostitutes.
I mean, selling ourselves.
That's okay.
for
You come with your own
services,
stripper pole.
It's kind of the same thing.
It's a noble profession. I don't mind it.
Oh.
It's just I didn't see it for myself.
As you all begin to leave the establishment, Nick speaks
Yes.
up one last time. Remember, folks, you got to keep this on the quiet. Only the people in this room know what exactly is happening. Be careful who you trust. Be careful what information you give out.
Well, shit, man. Now I don't trust you. What do you Screamer walks out.
Very first person we meet, spill the beans.
You all begin to make your way out of Nick's office as Sarah seems to walk up towards the door as she grabs onto Tristan's arm. I just wanted to say thank you for bringing my son back safe. It means a lot.
I will put my hand on her hand, and I will say, "It was my pleasure. I will look after him. Don't worry."
She can't help but crack a smile towards you as her eyes flutter a little bit. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other very soon.
I'm sure we will.
I'm glad.
And I would give her a kiss on the forehead. I will go away.
Oh, well, that was okay. Basil, look after yourself. Keep yourself clean. Wash behind your ears. All right?
It sure does move on quickly from.
Also, he just took all of the credit for helping
Yeah. No, he
Basil. He
absolutely
wasn't
did.
even in the fucking book for most of it.
Didn't do shit.
Shit happened.
In fact, was highly unhelpful in that fight and hurt me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend like Basil didn't see any of that, and I was gone, and
Okay.
and goddamn.
Tristan begins to make his way outside of the door. You guys are roughly about 10 meters. Or for Bobby, I would say that's probably 15 feet.
I know what meters are.
Before you hear a familiar voice call out again. Tristan, before you go, I totally remembered something as Tinsley rushes out the door. I didn't remember it at the time, but you said your son's name was Lucius, right?
Right.
I remember seeing that name somewhere. It wasn't someone I know, but something I've seen. The orphanage that I used to be at. It was founded by a man named Lucius. I don't know if your last name happens to be Corbin, but if it does, you might still have family. From my understanding, it ran through the generations, even to this day.
You.
Like Tristan's eyes were just like completely open up, and he won't say anything. And he's like, "Where is that orphanage? Where can I find it?"
It's down in Dog's Breath. I'd be happy to mark it down on a map for you.
There's
What?
no fucking need.
Thank
Like, we very well know where that orphanage is, and he's just staring daggers at Tristan.
Your pet seems very anxious.
I'm not a pet, and you should know who I am.
Okay. Anyway, check out the orphanage. There might be someone there you're still related to.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you very much.
We'll see you soon.
Take care of yourself.
As she turns
Of course.
and makes her way back into the office. And I think that's where we're going to take a short break for the evening.
Damn!
So, for those of you who have joined in on whatever the hell this is, thank you so much for coming and hanging out for the evening. It's been a lot of fun. For all of those who have dropped some subs, we definitely much appreciate all of your faces. Spec, I saw you there. Thank you so much. Legends of Avardis, thanks so much for the Prime. Same with Maritime as well as Fal. Lots of wonderful names that I've seen. Some I haven't seen them in a long time, so it's great to see y'all again. But with that said, guys, we're going to take about a 5 to 7 minute bio break. So make sure to go out and get your popcorns, your apple juices, your orange juices, your... I don't want to say
Good
that.
one.
Nope.
Yep, do
No,
it.
Nope.
Coward.
no, I'm not going to say it. Your...
Mom juices.
Your investigation juices. Definitely not MILF juices. That's not something that I was
Oh,
thinking of.
Oh boy.
Your
leaving.
investigation juices. And we will be back very, very shortly. Love all your faces. Oh yeah, if you have questions, put them down. We'll answer it when we get back. If you have questions about the campaign, myself, the cast, life, universe, something. It's been a minute since I've said all this, guys. Guys, we will be back very, very shortly. So stay tuned, stick around, because you're not going to want to miss the second half. Love all your faces. See you real soon.
Literally.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I do this. If I just went back live, so for just a little behind the scenes, I give the players countdowns before we're about to go live, so they know when it's all going to happen. I'm not going to say anything next time, just to see what happens. How about that?
We were being super quiet until you started counting down.
Pretty much.
Oh,
It
good.
just lets us know to be ready to start talking.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
It's the adrenaline
just
rush
stare at the
we're
wall.
after.
Okay. I think I saw a couple of questions. Question: will Basil be the best man or the ring bearer?
Unless the ring you're referring to is a VHS tape, and there were 7 days for Tristan to have to watch this film. Yeah, I'll be a ring bearer.
Fair
I'm impressed. That was really quippy and really quick. I'm impressed with
Thank
that
you.
one.
Well done. Well done. For Dag, out of Basil's 3 dads, we know nothing about the second one. What is dad number 2's name?
What do you mean the second one? I mean, okay. So
Well,
just
there's
to
your
be
grandfather
clear,
and there's Tristan. They're asking for the second one.
okay, I was gonna say, just to be clear, Sarah is my adopted mother, so I actually don't know who my birth mother is. So I also do not know who my birth father is either. I just know what he is.
I think
My
they're talking about
first and
Sarah's...
only father. God
Yeah.
damn it, is Ichabod, who is my museum curating father, who is a nice, loving man who loved his wife, who apparently died. But I don't know how. We haven't written that, but maybe we'll discover it together as a group.
It was Tristan.
I can see that.
Just got back. What did I miss? Oh, meteor. Let me tell you, it is. It's been something tonight. That's to say the least. All right, and I think that that's it. Okay, so let's dive back in to the episode. Leaving Nick's office, you begin to make your way southward, once again walking through the cobbled streets of Skystone. A number of individuals pass by, mostly friendly, waving, saying hello, just at a pleasantries. A very different tone from what you're used to down in Dog's Breath. You walk for roughly 20 minutes before you see the outside of a wooden building. Very similar to many of the other buildings on the block. However, there seems to be a sign that hangs directly from it. What looks like a flagon of ale with 2 black wings that rest on the side of it.
This looks like place.
Good as place as any. Shall we go in? You'll just push the doors open.
Okay. Without a care in the world, V walks up to the doors, and as she goes to push them open, she immediately finds herself face planting directly into the door.
They're pull, aren't they? They're pull doors. Yeah.
As V reaches down towards the handles, begins to pull at them, the door seems to be locked.
That's weird. What time is it? What time is it outside?
It's roughly the
Well,
middle
no,
of
we don't have an
it's roughly in the middle of the day right now. The sun is risen high in the sky.
That's weird. Usually bars aren't open first thing in the morning, but by now they'd be open.
That's when you hear a voice coming from behind you. Sorry, folks. The establishment's closed. Turning around, you see an odd fellow making his way, hobbling up towards you. Many of you have never seen an individual like this before. Heard about them, maybe, in history past. V, you might have come across one. But you see an all-black individual covered entirely in feathers. A large beak that comes to a sharp point at the end. He's very taut, his belly protruding a little bit. You see at the nape of his neck, many of the feathers seem to be overgrown at this point, almost resembling that of a beard hanging down from his jaw. The rest of his features, very bird-like, with very thin calves that lead down to a pronged set of feet. My apologies, folks. Bar is a little bit closed at this point in time. We had
Why is it
to,
closed?
well, we've been having a little bit of problem lately. But where are my manners? My name is Jerry. Jerry Talltough. And that's with a G. Jerry with a G, mind you.
Well, Jerry with a G. My name is V. Rhymes. We make quite a good team, don't we?
No, I mean, V doesn't rhyme with Jerry very well at all.
No, but it rhymes with G.
You know, I'd keep your day job. Don't go out trying to be a bard or a poet or anything along those lines.
You're not very good at small talk, it's true.
Wait! crowbar. I get it. It's because he's a crow, and this is his bar.
I beg your pardon. I'm a kenku, is what they call us. What, do you
Then
want
why do
me
you call
going
it the
around
crowbar?
calling you monkeys?
Well, I mean, but you. Isn't
That's
this your
what I thought.
Is this not?
Very inconsiderate.
That doesn't make sense.
Greymoor walks over to the side of him and looks back at the group. Yeah, Basil, you don't treat people like that. Man.
Aye,
Come on.
I like this
This
one.
guy, am I right?
Yeah. What's your name, little fellow?
It's Greymoor. I'm pretty sure I'm a Kenku also.
Greymoor. A little bit off-colored, but yeah, I could see as a kenku.
Yeah, absolutely.
Greymoor.
Right.
Hmm?
Quite the cough you got there.
It's something that it's hereditary.
Me too. As a Kenku. Greymoor. So why is the bar closed exactly? Is it opening in the near future or?
Well, I'll tell you, my dear friend. It seems I got the feathers pulled over my eyes on this one. Thought I was buying state-of-the-art security for the place. But not only 2 weeks after I bought it, completely on the fritz. I don't know what's got into them, but I'll tell you, I'll never buy another security system from that man. And I'll warn you all, if you ever happen across a traveling merchant that goes by the name Dalmar Jr. the Fourth, you don't trust him.
Oh no!
I'm gonna get to kill him.
That does sound like quite the predicament, and it sounds as if you're in the need of a security team.
Well,
Unfortunately for you, we are but humble prostitutes.
Oh, no, I'd like to clarify. I'm not a prostitute.
I'm sorry. We're not doing that.
No, Greymoor, you can
No,
do whatever you
no.
like, though, but I would just like to clarify, I am not one. So.
Well, there is a brothel not that far away. Prostitute.
Yes, you heard me right.
Okay.
That is a very interesting cough. I am pretty sure I am not prostitute because I don't know what that is.
I don't think you would be then. You would have
I
to
do
know.
need to figure out how to make rent.
Oh, dear.
Well, I mean,
Well, I just got kicked out of my 2-story mansion, so I don't know about you all. But I'm unemployed.
We're all unemployed at the moment.
well, if you're looking for a job, I might have one for you.
What is it?
Greymoor will look him up and down.
Oh my god.
He leans down towards you and says, "I'm not your type. It's got a little bit of a spiral to it."
No! No! No!
We've come full circle.
Oh my god. Somebody
I was
cancel
in the
this
realm of thinking you all had cloacas. I'm sorry to
We do. Some of us do, at least. But that's not the job I was talking about. You see, we've had a few strong men and women come through here trying to help us out a little bit. Yeah, we are a very fine establishment, or at least we are a very fine establishment. Before the security system went a little bit on the fritz. If you can help me out and maybe disassemble? No. Kill? No. Deactivate. Break? That's a good word too. If you can help me out with it, perhaps we can come to some kind of arrangements.
Deactivate the security system.
Aye?
All right. Do you know how to do that?
I am
Do we
pretty
just
good
need
at
to-
break it.
Aye? Well, you look like a strong glass. Break it! Break it!
Yeah, we heard you the
She'll
first
thump him
time. You
on the
want us to
back.
break it.
Thank you. Thank you. It's all right. Yeah, you get used to it after a while. Well, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. That sounds
And-
fantastic. We're thinking upwards 100, 150 gold each.
Well, maybe it might not be for you then.
Well, what are your rates? What are your rates?
Sorry, the cat.
It's OG. The Greymoor just suddenly sees a cat attacking Tristan.
I know it.
Well, I
No,
mean,
I think there's some wiggle room that can be made, of course.
we haven't been open for some time now. I might be if it's looking for gold you're looking for. I could probably do 100. Or is, as your friend was saying, he's out of room and board. Perhaps we've got a beautiful inn above the establishment. Be happy to maybe work out some accommodations there for you.
Will you feed us?
Sounds nice.
Food
is
and
it all
drink,
inclusive? Yeah.
all inclusive. Not sure what that word means, but we could work something out.
Let's do it. Show me where
Alright,
to break this thing, and I'll pick out my one of her axes. She'll just hold it, get ready to go.
So is this security system keeping you out of your own establishment and you want us to break it in?
Honestly, I don't even know, my friend. It's the security system itself, you see. There are 2 enchanted barrels of ale, and they're supposed to spring to life as soon as some ruffians get out of hand.
I drew this one.
However, I tell you, they just all of a sudden about 2 weeks ago went on the fritz. They started attacking everyone, myself included. Barely got ourselves out in time.
What is happening? There's so many cats right now. All right.
You are saying you are being attacked by a barrel of ale?
Yes,
Oh my god.
I know.
Well, it looks like
I
you two
know.
are going to get your little drinking competition, huh?
I love this idea. Oksana and I have this down for you. We'll go in there and just drink the ale dry.
That might not be the best idea, but the strong lady here, she looks powerful, man. Woo. Do you see the pipes on that one?
She flexes.
Aye.
Absolutely.
She
That's why
flexes.
she's my second in command.
She could crush a barrel or two for sure.
She is very strong. But
Um,
sometimes strength isn't all there is. You shouldn't underestimate us weaklings. And she'll look over at Basil.
I found a
gets a
stray
thumbs
cat.
Oh, shit! We were pulls a knife.
I'm going to call it Whiskers. I can't. I'm going to miss my kitten at Mom's house, and I figured. Is there a no pet policy at your inn?
Oh my god.
Cats?
There
no.
is.
You can't have cats inside there. Do
Well
you know
said.
how my ancestors had to slave against the cat wars?
This guy knows what I've been trying to tell y'all
I-
this whole day.
I will
I
certainly
think you
ask
are a
more about
Kenku,
that.
my little friend. You might be one of those albino Kenkus I've heard about.
Oh. So this goes back out.
Mhm.
It's an albino.
Mhm. You know, you
It
gotta be
sounds like
careful.
story
Albinos.
for another time.
Greymoor, be careful, my friends. You gotta be careful. There's not many of us left. After the aviation flu, took a lot of us out.
Yeah, I heard it wiped all y'all out. I'm surprised.
Many of us. Yes, yes.
Anyway,
Wow.
So much bird hate.
Well,
I say
how
we
do I
just
get
go.
in here?
Yes, let's just bust in, open the doors. Let's take care of this, and then we can have a nice drink together.
I'll open the
Just not to
doors
break
for
the
you.
door
It's
if you
no.
can just open.
I can open the doors. There's no need to break it down. I'm sure your friend here, the muscly one, could. No problem. I don't know about you. As he begins to walk towards the door. He pulls out
I think it's because of your thin arms.
What the hell, Greymoor?
I'm just saying, look, at least you got 2 of them.
Okay.
Oops.
Behind the scenes.
Jerry
I love
begins
how
to
turning off the camera somehow hides the green screen falling down.
It actually does, because anyway. Jerry begins to approach the front doorway as he pulls out a large ring of keys and starts flipping through it. No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Was it this one? Not that one. Okay, it's this one.
Are you sure you... Okay. I was going to say, if you want to watch me break it down, I can do that too.
I mean, that would be expensive.
It's your choice. It is quite a spectacle.
Do you really think you could break the door down, though, lass?
Probably, yes.
Wow. Wow, wee wah. He immediately turns and reaches for a padlock on the door that V somehow missed, and begins to pry at it, turning the key as it pops open. Taking the padlock off, he begins to push the door open. Well, it's all yours. If you can, keep damage to a minimum, but I won't hold you to it. I know what's happening here. So you just do whatever you need to do. I trust you. Especially that one. And he points to Greymoor.
As you should. Hey, we're going to be staying here. We want to keep the place nice, am I right? For us Kenkus.
Us Kenkus. Very good. Very good. Well, best of luck to all of you. If you die, is there someone I should contact just in case?
No.
I think Basil has a mom, and Tristan here has a girlfriend. Same person, though, so, you know.
Oh, keeping it all in the family. Good for you. Well done. Basil, you must be proud. All right, well, not much for talk, that one. If there's anything else, you just let me know. Until the deed is done, you come get me. My place is right across the street. I'm gonna go throw some darts.
All right.
Okay.
I don't think that means what I think it means.
Okay.
All right, then, as he turns and kind of wobbles off back towards his house.
Couple of battles? How hard could this be?
Entering into the tavern, you find quite the quaint setup behind it all. As soon as you walk in, you immediately get hit with wafts of cedar, with a little bit of a lingering smell of tobacco and barley. You see a few tables scattered about, some round, some long. Benches and stools all seated around each one of the tables. And as you enter, just to your left, you see a small nook with a raised platform as what you would assume would be a makeshift stage. And on the opposite side of the entrance, nestled into the corner, a large bar rail with 2 large kegs seemingly sitting in front of it. Continuing to look around, you see a number of paintings adorning the walls, mostly filled with Kenku, Aarakocra, and other birdly individuals, all in various poses, whether it be sporting, hunting, and even some combat.
All right, well, I would guess that those are the,
The battles?
Yeah, that. Now it's a defense mechanism, right?
Sure, let's see what happens. And I pick a chair up and just toss it over. He says it triggers with unruly people, right? So I push a chair over.
Let's raise hell. And he's going to grab an empty mug and throw it at V's head.
V, make a dex saving throw at disadvantage.
Oh my god.
I mean, not with each other, Greymoor.
Sorry, got in the mood.
Wow. So 9 plus 5, 14.
14. As V feels the edge of a wooden flagon hit the back of her head, she kind of looks back with a little bit of a "what the hell, Greymoor?" as Sicarious
Points at
whips
Basil.
forward a chair towards the two barrels that rest in front of the bar rails. As the chair scatters on the ground, splitting out into multiple pieces, you see the two casks now starting to shake, almost coming to life. They begin to grow in stature as two hands or limbs, from the best you can see it, begin to push out from the side of the cask. The top of the actual cask itself popping off from the top as a head seems to appear from both of them. Both of them let out a very deep and angry belch. And I need you all to roll initiative for me.
Get him, V.
I knew that would work. Now, let's take care of business, shall we?
Ah!
Not like this one, not.
Oh no.
That
I rolled
one.
Nat 20.
Way to waste it.
That one.
I know.
Okay, let me get us over to
Let's just-
here.
Let's just stand here and get
Yeah, that's
beat
good
up
enough.
while-
What did we call these when we drew them?
The bruise.
The bruise.
Like it's an
Bruise.
ooze. Yeah. OOZE.
Not Bruce.
The bruise.
What's up, bruise?
Okay,
What's up, Bruce?
let's go through all. Actually, let me roll these. Ooh, not bad, not bad.
Bud.
Like-
Sicarious.
I got a 6.
Oksana.
I also got a 6.
Whose dex is higher?
I got a 0 dex.
Mine would be then.
Okay. Greymoor.
Nat 1 for a total of 5.
Respect. B.
That would be a 24.
Jesus Christ. Tristan.
That's a nat 1 for a total of 3.
Nailed it. And Basil.
That's a 12.
Okay. All right. As the casks now seemingly come to life, they seem to give off strange noises after the belch. As they begin to kind of stare towards you with a very intimidating look. V, you're up first. Basil, you're on deck.
Fuck, I'm not close enough to do shit. Alright. I will try. Alright. We will. Sorry, I'm just looking 60 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. V will use her movement to sort of do a dance and spin behind Tristan in front of Sicarious, give him a wink as she goes by, and she'll jump up on the table. And then you'll see her focus, and she's going to cast her Dissonant Whisper, so you'll just hear like soft triangle noises play, and she's gonna target the one in front of her.
Okay.
It's a wisdom saving throw, please and thank you.
Okay. That is going to be a 1.
Well, that's a fail! Yay! Okay. That's so exciting. Okay. Let me roll damage.
What kind of damage is this?
This is a great question. It is, I believe it's psychic damage.
Okay.
Yeah, psychic damage.
Okay.
And it will immediately have to use its reaction to move as far away as it can from me.
Okay.
So that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points of psychic damage.
Okay. As you cast the spell, giving a little bit of whisper off and slightly hitting the triangle The rest of you hear the soft sound kind of reverberate around. It seems to have zero effect on them.
All right, that's shitty. I will use my bonus action to cast Bardic Inspiration. I know, don't worry. V will do her barding, and she will use her slashing flourish. You'll see her take her blade out, and it'll go, oh, ow, fuck!
That's not one in real life.
Guys.
Real life, not one.
Yeah, that one. She's gonna take out her blade, and it's gonna go swing, and she'll cast Slashing Flourish on herself, which will, whenever I take the attack action, my walking speed increases by 10 feet. If a weapon attack hits, I can use extra damage. Yeah.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah.
Fair enough. Also, because I forgot to mention it, and I'm looking at the side right now, Tristan and Basil, you both have Dark Hearts, but that only acts for skill checks and skill checks. So just keeping you guys appraised of that situation. Okay, V, you are done everything you're doing. Basil, you are up. Oksana, you're on deck.
All right, Basil will take off his glasses and put it down on the table nearby. And as he steps forward, he starts to grow that fur back over his body, as I'm going to cast Shadow Pelt, which is going to cover me in that nightmare kind of fur.
Okay.
Basil's going to walk up, and as he does, he says, "Now, I don't know what it is about this situation that really speaks to me, but I need to say that I'm starting to feel like I could have a bit of fun here." And I'm going to look at this giant thing and basically say, "Come on, why don't you take a big old wallop here before I turn you into a teacup or something?"
Anyone else concerned?
No, we all know he's a
confused.
wizard.
Did he just lose his shit?
I think so. Is there anything else you're doing on your turn, Basil?
No, I'm just come on right here, just like kind of tapping like the side of that wolf muzzle that's sort of like coming up. So basically, if you look at Basil, he kind of looks like basically the werewolf is like around him. So he's like pointing at the large jaw that he's now got.
Okay. The brews kind of look back at each other. One of them scratches his head and goes boom, boom, boom. As he turns back to you, you watch as his arm begins to transform, the end of the arm becoming that of what looks like a great axe's blade as it comes slashing down towards you, Basil. That is going to be a 15 to hit.
It'll hit.
Okay. You take 10 points of slashing damage as the blade comes slashing down. It cuts through a little bit of the pelt, allowing a few hairs to kind of fall off and wisp off into the wind.
Nice, because obviously with that, I am now resistant to slashing damage. So I'll take half damage from that. And as that happens, you'll hear just kind of like this low rumbling, like sort of chuckle coming from this wolf's mouth as he then just whispers two words: plot twist. And you watch as he basically, his head just goes bigger and bites the side of him as I'm going to cast plot twist.
Okay.
And as I bite him, he will make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. That is going to be a 22.
Cool. All right. So he takes 6 points of fire damage as I bite into him, as these black flames come from the teeth marks.
Okay. As you bite into the creature, you watch as the flames that seem to be emanating from your mouth, as soon as you make contact with the liquid, seems to sizzle out and has no effect on him. But I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh.
How are we gonna hurt these things? Why'd you give that guy your pocket sand? It would be perfect for this fight.
That's very true. Damn it! What was his name again? Something with D. Yeah. All right. No, it was Thomas, wasn't it? It was Thomas.
I don't know, but he's out there with 2 ball bearings and a pocket full of sand. He's
Most
stuff.
dangerous man on the
Probably
planet.
Probably level 20 by now. All right. I was only a 5 on my Constitution saving throw.
5 on the Constitution saving throw. As you bite into this creature, you take a mouthful of the ale itself and seem to gulp it down. As you do, you feel a strange effect kind of take over you. You are now stunned until the beginning of your next round.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Yes, that's right. I'll take all 4 of you on. Let's go.
The bruise that was now attacking Basil kind of grows a little bit more in stature, standing straight up. As it holds up its other hand, you see a large wooden flagon that seems to reside on the opposite hand that the axe was upon. As it reaches forward in a Mega Man type style, it aims towards, let's do Tristan.
Swiss Dave.
That is going to be a 14 to hit. Does a 14 hit?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You watch as this strange ball of liquid seems to spit out from the end of the flagon as it comes flying towards you. It hits you directly in the chest and splashes all over you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as well.
If we survive this fight, we're all just gonna walk out there wasted.
That's an 11.
An 11. Some of the liquid seems to have got into your mouth as you swallow it down. You are also stunned until the beginning of your next round. The other large bruise seems to make his way forward as he comes up towards Greymoor. You watch as his arm as well begins to change into that of a great axe. He's going to use Devil's Cut on you.
That sounds rude.
Does a 12 hit you, Greymoor?
It does not.
Okay. You're
I'm a
easily
wiry
able
little
to
bitch.
dodge out of the way as the Devil's Cut comes slashing down over top of you, cutting through a little bit of the floor itself. He raises his other arm towards V and lets off one of the flagon cannon attacks towards you.
Fastest prostitute you've ever
Cock
seen.
die. That is not going to hit you. As the ball of liquid comes flying towards you, V, you immediately recognize the attack based on what's just happened to Basil. As you're able to dodge out of the way, it splashes up against one of the paintings on the wall. That is going to end their turn. Oksana, you're up. Greymoor, you're on deck.
Well, my plan was to drink it, so I'm really glad that I'm going after the DM did. Oksana, for the narrative, I just imagine that while all of this is going on, she's sitting and she's lighting a torch, or standing there and lighting a torch on fire. And then she's gonna, like, really casually walk up to the bruise that just hit Greymoor. And then I'm gonna see if I can shove the torch in his throat.
Okay, so when you do these things, move your token piece, please.
Yeah. So it's more than enough movement. Oh,
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. As you walk towards them with your torch in hand, you run up to it, and as it doesn't seem to be paying attention, as it just offloaded onto V, you push forward on the torch in hand. Go ahead and make an attack roll for me. Just add your strength.
That is going to be a 16 to hit.
16. As you do hit the creature, you stab it towards its mouth area as the flames seem to die down as soon as it hits its mouth, but you watch as its head jerks back as you've done kind of that lunging, stabbing motion towards it. Go ahead and roll improvised weapon. I'll say do 1d4 plus your strength.
I'm gonna just do it here. 1d4. That's gonna be 9.
9 points of damage. Well done. Is there anything else you want to do in your turn, Oksana?
yeah, if it's taking melee damage, I'll hit it with my axe.
Well, okay, hold on. You didn't have the torch when you walked in. So I'm going to say, just for the sake of it, I'll allow that to be a bonus action to pull out the torch and light it. And then walking over,
Okay,
you made your
and then
attack.
the attack.
So, yeah. Greymoor,
Okay.
you're up. What would you like to do? Sicarious, you're on deck.
So Greymoor is going to astrally project himself, or astral jump over onto this, say onto the table over here.
Okay.
And he's going to start kicking the mugs off the table and making a ruckus. And that's me using the help action to give, draw its attention and to give, since I have to pick someone, I'm pretty sure I'll say V advantage.
All right, V, you got an advantage on your next attack roll if you'd like. Greymoor, do you have a bonus action you want to do?
Bonus action was astral jumping.
Right. Okay. In that case, Sicarious, you're up. Tristan, you're on deck.
Fuck these mugs.
I think you're muted.
Rob, you're muted, bud.
I knew that. So I'm going to move over just a little bit. Look at the two barrels of whatever these things are. Sicarious is going to pull out his greatsword, hold it over his head. You two, this is your last chance to survival. And he's going to cast Bane on them to try to keep them from attacking us properly. So I need charisma saving throws.
For both?
Yep.
Okay.
Within 30 feet.
First one to your left is going to be an 18.
He's fine.
The other is a 10.
Then the one that got a 10 on all attack rolls or saving throws or whatever, he has to roll a d4 and subtract that from the rolls.
A D4.
You don't have a D4?
I didn't prepare it for this, okay? There's no D4s happening. Okay, so that's fine. So that's going to be for that one on the right. Good to know. Okay, anything else you want to do on your turn, Sicarious?
Oh, I'm just going to maintain here.
What is a D4? Well, listen, B-Town, I don't have time to explain the birds and the bees to you, but maybe privately I'll send you a message on what the D is for. Okay, that is going to wrap up Sicarious' turn. Tristan, you're up. What would you like to do?
If I'm not mistaken, I'm stunned until the next round. So
You were stunned to the start of your next round, so you're up.
Oh, all right. Then I will just. What's happening? I will move back. There we go. And I will, spectral bones will appear over my body. As I will cast Mage Armor on myself.
Cool. Very cool. You all watch as these ethereal bones seem to wrap themselves around, almost creating like a chainmail armor around Tristan, giving him a very spooky, ghoulish, yet cool kind of look to him all. Bobby, you should draw this. Tristan, is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I'll get my size out, and that's it.
Okay. As you reach forward with your hand, actually reaching both arms forward, you watch as the ethereal blue scythe now appears directly in front of Tristan's hands. That's going to take us back to the top of the round. Top of the round is V. Basil, you are on deck, my friend.
All right, everybody. V will use her bonus action first. V will cast Bardic Inspiration. She will target Basil. Seeing Basil embrace his chaos, V will say, Basil, I must be a displacer beast because I know I'll be beside myself if you don't come home with me tonight.
Jesus Christ, you're not even hinting at it anymore. You're just like, give it to me.
horn dog.
You want to know what the D is for? Ask V. That's what you should take out of this lesson. Jesus Christ. All right, Basil, you got a D6. I'm sorry. V, is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Yeah, V is then going to wink to finish that off. And
Gross.
she will take her rapier and do a fancy spin and swing with her flourish and attack the bruise in front of her.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
At advantage.
At advantage!
At advantage. I don't want to give it to her now, but...
I'm never doing it for you again.
A nat 20!
Let's get some nat 20s in chat. Let's do it.
Oh my god!
Nat 20s,
I rolled
baby. Nat 20s all around.
Nat 20. Woo!
All right.
Okay. This is so exciting!
Double up that damage, girl.
Okay, so I don't double the modifiers, just the dice? Is that how it works? I forget.
Double the dice, add your modifier.
Okay. Ah! Okay.
Don't hurt yourself.
Okay. So... hold on. 5 to 8. So 16 plus 5.
Woo!
What's that?
That's a
21.
21.
21 points of slashing
21
damage.
points of slashing damage. As you come down harsh with your rapier, it actually splits through the bruise directly. You watch as it kind of splits itself in half for a moment as you continue slicing downward like a hot knife through butter. As you catch the end of the barrel itself, you watch as it begins to crack open over the force of the blade itself. Impressive. Anything else?
Yeah, I would just like to retcon and say that the whole time that she's doing her slashing flourish, she's maintaining eye contact with Basil.
Basil, make a charisma saving throw for me.
That's a 12.
Super awkward for you. Basil, you're up. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm stunned.
Stunned to the beginning, the start of your next turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. In which case, Basil looks over and is just like, well, that's going to stay with me for a while. Hey, you! Buddy, listen. Just between us, I'd rather have a Guinness.
You immediately, as you say this, Greymoor has this weird sense as you seem to be looking at him, although you're talking to the bruise at this point.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? What's a Guinness?
And as I say that, I'm then going to have one of my hands lash out, and as it does so, it transforms partway through the strike into a wolf claw.
Ooh.
And I'm going to try and slap him.
Do it. Do it hard.
That is a 24.
24 absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll some damage for me there, Basil.
All right, that is 6 points of poison damage, I think I do.
Poison damage?
Hold up. Acid damage.
Acid damage? Okay. As you slap it
acid.
directly in the face, your hand actually goes through some of the liquid at the same time. You watch as the poison seems to mix for a moment, but unfortunately it just kind of fades into the rest of it. Doesn't seem to have an effect on it. Guess who figured out immunities, bitches?
Okay, can I, as a move, is this barrel closed?
What do you mean it's closed? The barrel is the booze that's hanging out of it. Think about it like the booze is sentient and it has come out at the top of
picture.
it.
It's like a water elemental that has like barrel pieces and shit as like armor at this point.
Right. So the question I was going to ask is, could I technically dive into it as a move action?
You can certainly try. Shout out Matt Mercer. If you've never heard of him, go check out Critical Role. Small, independent D&D group that not many people have heard of. Go ahead. Do your thing.
All right, I'm going to dive into it.
Okay.
Basil's...
Terrible choice.
Yeah, just going to...
All right.
Like he would just straight up tells you it's a bad idea.
Go ahead and... I mean, Basil dives into the booze. He disappears within the cask itself.
It's not the Matrix.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Basil?
No, I've made a standard punchy punch and a move to dive in, and I'm good. I'm solid.
You sure you're good?
Well, is anyone like afraid if I look around?
You're in the barrel full of sentient booze right now. What the fuck are you going to
Is
look
the
around
barrel
at?
afraid of me? I need these questions to know whether or not it's afraid of me.
It is not afraid of you at this point.
Okay, that's fine. I'm good then.
Okay, fantastic. Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh my god.
You're not my mom. Actually, you are, technically.
I know.
15.
15. As Basil dives into the cask itself, you watch as he disappears for a moment, but his head pops out very shortly after as he takes a large breath in. It doesn't seem like you've drank in any of the booze itself, but the bruise that you're inside of, you look upwards toward it and see a flagon now directly pointed at your face.
Oh.
Now here's the question. Does it shoot itself?
It does not shoot itself. However, the aim is just a little too close for it. So as it shoots out one of its beer balls, you're able to dodge out of the way, pulling yourself back into the cask as it hits the floor. It then turns and... Well, you're inside of the cask right now, so let's move you onto here.
Bye.
It reaches downward towards you and tries to grapple you into its arms. I need either a dex saving throw or an athletics at disadvantage.
Aren't I already here? What does it want? That's a 2 at... Well, I haven't even rolled with disadvantage yet, but that's a 2.
Okay.
I killed a 19.
Okay. It pulls you back into itself. You feel yourself lose breath all of a sudden as you're now immersed within this liquid. I need you to make another Constitution saving throw for me.
It's a 14.
You're doing great.
14 just makes it. You're so fucking lucky. Okay, the other
Basil
one...
does not roll higher or lower. He
Yeah.
rolls exactly as he means to.
Fair enough. Oksana, you see as this giant barrel of booze, now sentient and leering towards you, as its arm continues to change into that of the great axe as it slashes down towards you. That is going to be a 15 to hit. Does a 15 hit you?
It just hits.
Just hit you? All right.
Yeah.
One of them gets a D4 negative. I don't know.
Oh yeah, fuck,
was
that's
that
the
one.
D4 negative. Then it does not hit you, as it is baned and angry about all the bullshit that Rob put it through. Not able to
Trauma.
hit you as you dodge out of the way of the attack. It's going to go ahead and point its flagon towards V. And also not hit you whatsoever. It is very upset by all of this. Okay, that's going to wrap up their turns. Oksana, you're up. Greymoor, you're on deck. How long does Bane last for?
It's concentration.
Well, fuck.
So
Should have hit you.
up to a minute, so 10 rounds.
All right, fair enough. 10 rounds it is. Greymoor, or Oksana, you're up. Greymoor, you're on deck.
Oksana, seeing that she did some damage by just jabbing it with the torch, she's gonna go back to her usual tricks. So she's gonna just take out her axes and try to cleave down on the thing to just get it out of here.
Hell yeah.
And I have
Get her, girl.
DM inspiration. Can I use that on an attack roll?
You sure can. You can use it whenever the hell you want, my dear. Completely up to you. Just go crazy with it.
I'm not gonna use it right now. I got a 25 to hit on my first one.
25 smashes the armor. Okay, go ahead and roll some damage for me.
Fantastic. That is going to be 9 points.
9 points,
damage.
okay.
For my bonus action, I'll hit again.
Go ahead.
Now I'll use my inspiration.
Okay, go ahead.
That's a 19 to
19
hit
absolutely smashes it. Go ahead, girl.
for another 7 points.
Another 7 points of damage as the two axes come slashing down over top of the giant booze barrel. It cleaves through, very similar to V's attack, cutting through like hot butter. You end up reaching down towards the actual barrel itself, creating two new splits in it. You see that half of the barrel has almost come apart at this point. It is looking very badly hurt at this point. All right, that's going to wrap up Oksana's turn. Greymoor, come on down.
So Greymoor's gonna tag in and come around the back of the right bruise. Is that what it was called? Yeah,
The bruise, yep.
And he is going to take his short sword and make one big sweeping slash down the backside of it.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
It's 22 to hit.
22 absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll some damage as well as some sneak attack, my friend.
Some sneaky.
Get them sneaky in the back. Wait, no, that doesn't sound right at all. That sounds like something on a Reddit. I don't know about that.
That's 8, 9. Fucking sneak attack damage. I can never roll high. 2 nat ones. 10 points of slashing damage.
10 points of slashing damage as you stab into the back of the bruise. You watch as more of the barrel seems to break off, now splintering off into almost little toothpick pieces. It is barely keeping on to the bruise itself. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Greymoor?
Bonus action, disengage, and run around the corner.
All right, fair enough. As you run around the corner, Greymoor, you take note of a large board that seems to rest on the opposite side of the wall. There seems to be a note attached to it. Sicarious, you are up. Tristan, you are on deck.
So it appears Basil decides to get the backbone now. So I'm gonna move up to the one that Basil's encased in.
Okay.
Take out my sword and just kind of hack down on top of it. But before I do that, on my way there, no, I can't. I'm concentrating. Never mind. I'm just gonna take my swing.
Okay.
14 plus. So a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 absolutely hits as you crush it with your greatsword.
So
Give me some damage, baby.
6. Oh, that's max damage there. That's 12. 16 points.
16 points of damage. You cleave down on the creature itself. You now splitting a large section of the barrel out. As it splits open, you see Basil's face embedded within it as his cheeks are puffed out like that of chipmunks. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
I don't really have much of a bonus action, so nope, I'm good.
All right, fair enough. Tristan, you are up, and V, you're on deck.
Would move.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
true.
Stop
Good
it.
lord. And I will hit the keg with my scythe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and take an attack roll of smite, of what the hell is it called again?
Scythe.
Scythe damage.
Scythe goodness.
So it's a 22 to hit.
22 absolutely hits.
Okay. That's 11 points of psychic damage.
Of what damage?
Hold on. Necrotic? No. Psychic damage.
Psychic damage. As you cleave through the creature itself, you skim almost in bullet time action just the top of Basil's head. His furry, strange head as a few more bits of hair seems to pull off the top and fly outside of the liquid itself. Although the damage doesn't seem to have any effect on the creature.
All right.
Oh.
That's it.
Okay, fair enough. That is going to take us back to the top round. V, you're up. Basil, you're on deck.
All right. V will use her bonus action to use her slashing flourish. And this time for Flare, she will do an aerial, like a no-handed cartwheel. She'll fly through the air, and as she takes her sword, she's gonna slice it through the thing in front of her on the landing. So she'll just move over here, I guess, for her aerial.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
Oh God. Okay. That is a.
I can always just rely on Jess for my stupid dad jokes. Thank you, Jess. I'm tempted to give you another inspiration.
Do it.
No, I can't. I can't show favoritism, even though you're my favorite.
17 to hit.
17 absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll some damage for me.
Okay. Whoa. 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage as you slash down with your rapier once again. A flourish of blows against the creature as you continue to do your mermaid impression. I don't know what it looks like, but you easily cleave through the rest of the cask itself as it breaks down into tiny little pieces, falling down to the floor. One of the bruises become motionless.
She'll just, since Oksana's right there, she'll just sort of like, in her, like, bless you.
Bless you.
One more, bless you.
Bless you.
In her
Suddenly
slicing
6
pose.
cats.
Yeah. Oh, she's gonna look back at Oksana and just wink at her.
Oksana will. I don't think she would wink back. She wouldn't understand the wink. She would give you like a warrior face, like a unsure nod, like okay, I guess we're bonding.
Yes.
Yes, she does that and just rapidly blinks a few times. All right, end of V's turn. Basil, you are up inside of the cask itself. What are you doing, my friend?
I'm going to cast Hand of the Nightmare King.
Ooh, okay.
And what this does is it's an area of effect centered on me that explodes outwards, dealing damage and pushing all targets 5 foot away from me.
Okay.
I want to explode this thing from the inside out.
You can certainly try.
I will. He gets a strength save.
A strength save? Ooh. Okay, hold on. Ooh, it only has the proficiency in con saves, apparently.
That means it fails.
No, that is not what that means. That is going to be a 14.
Ooh, does it have any kind of disadvantage because I'm inside it?
Is this the one that
I don't know.
was
You tell me,
Bane or
Basil.
not?
This isn't the Bane
Hold on,
one.
hold on. For things that you're inside of, is it a disadvantage or is it an advantage? I'll leave that up to you.
Okay, you know what? That would actually be true because technically your internal musculature should be stronger than your exterior because you've got your dermal layering.
Yeah, that's
So
definitely what I'm
actually,
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, fine. It'll still take half necrotic damage.
Okay.
If it takes necrotic damage.
It does take necrotic damage.
Oh, well, it takes 5 points of necrotic damage when all is said
5
and done.
points of necrotic damage and what is the range on that?
It is 10 foot.
10 foot. Sicarious, go ahead and make
Yeah, thanks, Basil.
make one of those saving throws.
to be fair.
One of them strengthy saving throws.
A strength saving throw.
One of those
All
strength saving throws you hear about on the interwebs.
Fine.
right. +4. 22.
Yeah, you're fine. So that's 5 damage and nothing else.
Okay. It doesn't push him away either?
No, if only if you fail to save does it push you away from
okay.
Basil.
All right, fair enough.
So
So,
did it just-
it's 5 necrotic damage if you make the save.
Yeah, if you make the save, it's 5 necrotic, which is half, because normally it would have been 10.
So
So
then
did
I'm
it just
also
go,
resistant,
like-
so I'll be 2. All right.
It just made
So it would have been like
a beer bubble fart, is what it did. That's exactly what happened. It was just a
fart in the bathtub.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Dude, he
What
vaulted
you would-
inside of it.
Yeah, but what you would have seen is like Basil's shoulders kind of like growing 2 large kind of wolf arms, and then just sort of like swatting around him, but doing absolutely nothing to break out of the ooze that he's around.
Okay, fair enough. It is the bruise's turn as it reaches down into itself and tries to pull you out of it, Basil. I need you to make either a athletics or what's the other one? Acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. I will do an acrobatics check if I may.
Okay.
That is a 19. No, I live here now.
Okay. That does not beat a 24 as it reaches inward, pulling you out of itself and throwing you roughly about 5 feet in front of it as you collapse over top of oh fuck, I can't get you out of it now. As you collapse over top of Sicarious, you land on top of him directly. Your lips very close to each other at this point. There's an awkward moment that I'm not sure if we should describe in battle. But you are both now knocked prone.
I don't get a reaction to push him away.
No, it's more funny this way. It is going
You've
to
both been
reach out
knocked
its arm with the flagon as it points over towards V and is going to try and make its flagon attack again. Again, you see the beer ball coming towards you very quickly, V, but you're able to dodge out of the way as it splashes up against the wall again. Oksana, that means you are up. Greymoor, you're on deck.
Oksana will turn her attention to the other bruise, and she's going to attack twice with her great axes, and she'll hit it. Just try to I'm trying to cleave the armor off. I guess
get
I'm
it.
going for the armor.
Hit it and quit it. Let's see it.
What a sex jokes today.
I know. What is the vibe?
I blame the
second
mug,
one-
guys. It's all the
The
mug's
second
fault.
one was a nat 20.
Second one was
So
a
is it
nat
the
20?
first- Yeah.
Trippers, you know what to do. Hit those 20s in chat. Let me see your emotes.
This is so sad.
Yeah, guys, I worked hard on him.
Do it. I dare you.
You jerks.
8 points crit. That's what it says. Crit 8.
So you roll your
Yeah,
dice, double that, and then
Yeah, no,
add your
I-
proficiency.
It did it automatically. I think I just rolled like trash.
Okay, you really need to not roll like trash. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
I had something in my mind, now I forgot.
Oh wait, you
Maybe
used your
next
action,
turn.
you used your bonus wait, you hit it with your bonus.
Yeah, no, I had
Bonus
like
action to hit. She used her movement.
What did you use for
good.
your attack?
I had 2 attacks.
What was
used
the first attack?
axis. I missed. It was an
Oh,
11.
okay. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
That means Griggity Greymoor is on deck, or is up with Sicarious on deck.
What do they ever call me that?
Literally.
Greymoor, having just like kind of dived behind that wall, he like, puts his back to it. He's hyperventilating, and he looks to his right and snatches the note off the board,
Okay.
and we'll read it.
Okay. You read on the note itself. A small note says, looking for strong adventurers to assist in the collection of rare resources for my shop. Will pay handsomely. See me at my shop. Kissed by a rose. In the handler's market.
Nice. He packs it away, and as he's packing it away, pulls out his crossbow, peeks around the corner, and shoots.
All right. Go ahead and take a crossbow shot.
That is a 16 to hit.
16 does hit, my friend.
Oh, lovely. Is a blank? Yeah. right? Because of Basil or because of... Do I get sneak attack?
Yes, you do get sneak
Yeah,
attack
yeah,
damage.
I
You
mean,
don't get
yeah.
advantage on it, though.
So that's 6 plus 9. Ooh, there we go. 14.
14
points of piercing
total?
damage. Total.
Okay. As the crossbolt finds its path directly towards the cask itself, it hits directly in the center, splitting it wide open. You watch as more of the liquid now beginning to pour out of it. It is looking badly wounded at this point.
Nice. That's the end of my turn.
Okay, Sicarious, you're up. Tristan, you're on deck.
All right. So you described it where Basil's laying on me.
Yeah. His lips
So-
very close to yours.
Currently in missionary position, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to quickly just throw him off me. Like off
I'm gonna
to the side.
resist.
You've really.
As
Are
you
you-
squirm around
see.
underneath Basil, he too seems to squirm. It's like when you get caught in a hallway and one person's going one way and the other person seems to be going the other, but you end up going the same way. It's very awkward.
Yeah.
So what kind of opposing roles do you want?
I think you guys should just talk it out.
All right. The only
What is this episode?
I'll move. Look, I'll move aside. I'll move aside. Before I do, I'll whisper something to Sicarious. I'll lean in and I'll say,
Sweet nothings?
yes. I'll basically say, I never want to see Pink Sicarious ever again. Remember this moment?
Get that. And I throw him off. And then
All right, with
And then I'll
that,
climb.
Basil holds onto his chest and begins to roll like he's in a fire. Sicarious, you were free and clear, but still on your back.
all right,
Just
I
the
have
way we
movement
like
to stand. And then I will take another step. Well, I can't move because Basil's still on top of me on the.
No, I rolled.
No,
Oh,
he's he's off you. He's off you. He rolled off.
There we go. All right. I couldn't see myself. So I'll take my step forward and take an attack. First bonus action, I'm going to cast, because I'm no longer concentrating on the one that died.
Yep.
I'm going to do Hunter's Mark
Okay.
and walk up to it and take another swing.
Okay. You all watch as Sicarious casts Hunter's Mark. A large red arrow, ethereal arrow, now points over top of the barrel of booze, very much like The Sims.
So that's plus 11 plus 6. So that's a 17 to hit.
17 absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll some damage for me.
10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
17 points of damage. Very good, very good. You slash down very harshly over top of the bruise. You almost cleave directly through the bottom of the barrel. A small little piece of the ring, the metal ring that holds the bottom of the barrel, seems to be hanging on, but the rest of it completely torn open. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Just look over at Basil. Never do that again.
Okay. Tristan, you're up.
Basil
What would
makes
you like to
kissy
do?
faces.
Mhm.
I will just snap my fingers, and a bell will ring in the distance, and you will have to make a wisdom saving throw.
I will. Can't tell me what to do. Wisdom is... Oh, good. It's going to be a 6.
Okay, so oh my god, that's the one. That's 7 points of necrotic damage.
Of necrotic damage? Okay.
Yeah.
You all hear the toll of the bells all of a sudden ringing out from all around you. A blackish mist now raising from the floor, encompassing all around Tristan. And as he makes his attack, Tristan, go ahead and do us a favor and tell us the tale how you vanquished your mightiest foe.
But as the bell rings out, the vibration in the air just goes through the booze and just shakes it, and just like it completely gets out of the keg, and the keg just breaks loose.
Okay.
Spills on the floor.
Just starts
Ringing
going frothy,
through
like
it-
when you stir a beer.
An enormous amount of white head seems to froth up from the barrel itself. As it pushes the rest of it outward, the barrel itself just explodes directly in the center of the tavern itself. As your two enemies now lay in waste all around you.
That wasn't so bad.
As you look down towards you, the now two motionless barrels, you stare down towards the floor. And you all see from the two now motionless barrels, two small pieces of green ooze that seem to roll themselves into a ball toward each other. They seem to merge and form together into a single ball of ooze before transforming themselves into what looks like that of a hand.
I grab a flagon and I place it over the top of it.
You put the flagon over top of it as the hand now flips all of you off. It finds its way down into two slats within the wooden floor as it disappears down into the lower regions of the bar itself. You are now all out of combat. As you look upwards towards your companions, checking to see that everyone is all right. Everybody seems to be in fine order entirely. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
Basil will un-werewolf as he does so. He says, "All right, I think I've got it. I think I caught it. I think I." Nope. Sorry, it seems to have gotten away.
Did
All right.
that little hand flip us off?
It did,
It did.
I believe.
Yes.
Don't worry, Basil.
I will find it.
What are you thinking about jumping inside of it?
Yes, that was
Well,
a
I
good
have
choice.
the ability to push things away from me, and I figured because most of the debris was protecting the interior bit that I could blow the debris away. I didn't really, depth perception when you're underwater is very difficult to tell. I'm sorry if I got you there, Sicarious. Are you okay? Did you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Oh, good.
I'm worried about that.
You seemed
Well,
a little more chaotic than you usually are.
What do you mean?
Well, you turned into your werewolf thing. That's not a werewolf, I know. And and you made interesting noises and said things that you wouldn't normally say.
I did.
Who gives
I mean,
a fuck
I-
about
I-
all that, guys? Look,
And what was
I've
it that
already
you
found our
whispering in
next
my
job.
Shows everyone the note. It says it
Oh,
right
look.
here. It says, "Looking for strong adventurers to assist in the collection of rare resources for my shop. Will pay handsomely. See me at my shop. Kissed by a rose." Guys, I'm pretty sure this is a one of them. What are they called?
A
That's what
quest?
No, the place where we would go working as prostitutes.
A brothel.
Oh,
Brothel. Thank you very much. I'm pretty sure this place is a brothel.
I doubt
highly doubt
that, but it could well be. But I think our young friend Greymoor is onto something. I think perhaps yes, this might be a good opportunity to. I mean, was that the only thing on the board?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, excellent.
Well,
And
great.
have the
We
only
have
job
a
in
place
town.
to stay, and now we have a lead for some money and jobs.
We're looking pretty.
Wow, this is looking quite good for us. We don't usually run into this type of luck.
But that, my
Sometimes
friends,
like-
but that, my friends, is going to be a story for another evening. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Wait, I had one more thing. I had
All
one
right.
slight thing.
Okay.
I go over to the debris, and I say, "Guys, you're not going to believe this, but I found all of these pickup lines." And I pick up a piece of debris, which is the bottom of the barrel, and it's just got all the pickup lines.
What?
That's not canon. That's not canon. You made Bobby quit D&D, Dag. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
Rude.
guys, listen. It has been an absolute blast. I'm sorry that Bobby has decided to quit D&D entirely, thanks to Dag. Oh, he's come back. Fantastic. It has been quite the evening, and let me tell you, I am just tickled pink with just how much fun we've had this evening, and hope you've had fun too. Do we have any more announcements?
Yeah, but next week.
Hold on, let me
Oh,
mute.
actually, though, come
me just-
tomorrow night to Fireside Chats.
How do I
with
mute
me,
her?
Raina.
Okay, there we go.
He muted
Wow.
you. Go see her tomorrow. Don't worry, Raina, I got you. Fireside
chats.
With Reyna.
Can't mute us all. Quick.
Want to bet?
Jimmy Crack Corner.
Okay, well, now that all of the ruffians are gone, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us for the evening. Whether you've hung out with us live on Twitch, whether you're watching this on YouTube, or alternatively, if you're watching us or listening to us on that strange little app that we call Spotify. Thank you so much. As always, it's been a blast, and we hope we can continue to make this stupid, ridiculous content for you that people seem to like. But with that said, my friends, before I leave you for the evening, I beg of you all, one word of caution. Whether trouncing around town, fighting off fear, in the desperate pursuits of negating the morning after walk of shame, or watching your mum fall in love with your soon-to-be stepfather. I beg of you all, one word of caution. Be careful out there. You can trip. Guys, we love all of your faces. We hope you had a good time. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Fireside chat tomorrow. I
Bye.
won't be silenced.
Bye.